Good moment to make sure everything's set on up. Let's see, looks like everything's going online. There we go, that's all good. Looks like everything's online. In fact, activate the live chat windows. And that's all good. Give me a moment to check my other computer. And looks like everything's good to go. So let's go get started. I did download a handful of replays from a Discord channel that I sort of more or less lurk in. I believe the term lurk is probably the most adequate. Oh, we got a big multi-team game. Got it. Greetings everyone, and great here with another Age of Mythology replay. Spawn as the, let's see now, blue side and yellow. Spawn south side as the blue Zeus, we got Jack. Spawn as the yellow Thor, we got Kieran. Spawn as the cyan Poseidon, we got Pata. Spawn top left side as the magenta Odin, we got SJO, and looks like a media guy kick spam bot. Spawn top left side as the green Thor, we got J4JC3, and spawn up here as the red Kronos, we got Darth Nox. Give me a moment to delete that one message there. There we go. This is a 3v3. First time I ever cast 3v3 since it was from a Discord channel where they upload replays themselves. So this should be a bit interesting. Saw one villager there took one package of gold back on. Let's see, how does team... Well, that's not a half bad UI for this. I think this is accumulation, all of them, yeah, 4 and 4. So this is interesting. What's this? Is this viewing one person at a time? This is viewing the entire team? Oh, that's quite interesting. It's also, I see the Plentyfold symbol there, as well as the Hera Lightning Storm symbol, but also on a Titan border. Or a major god border. First time I've ever done doing a team game, and I see a lot of things are actually quite nice for a team game when it comes to UI. This should be quite nice. Let's see. Don't know how this all goes. Looks like this the player numbers course. See red and blue. Don't know. Oh, look at this here. I can switch between the players right here rather than the side-by-side matchup. This is excellent. This is probably our Age of Empires game that has done team games the best so far. I am quite impressed. I'm going to have to just sort of keep an eye. We do have, let's see, which person? Let's see. Okay, so we can use number keys here. So Zeus is going for nobody. Kronos is eyeing for Promethean. Thor, yeah, blue team, or yellow south team Thor going for Freyr. Freyja. Other Thor's going for Freyja. Poseidon's going for Hermes. And Odin's going to Freya as well. So only Zeus. Zeus is going for Athena. I have no idea how this is going to go when it comes to a game. I hear fight, but sounds like a rhinoceros. A delicious rhinoceros being killed there. It's north versus south, sort of. Northwest by southeast. That's just grabbing a relic there. Ally. Okay, so that's what that symbol means. Sorry, I'm learning new things when it comes to team game casting. And I'm just going to just try to keep an eye on stuff. It's probably not going to go too well. Right now I'm just with eco phase, trying to keep an eye on the map for events going on. I see blue. Blue's just Blue Scout. Pink's playing us some delicious rhinoceros. Got her. Zeus takes time to bolt that Valkyrie. I don't think that was a good idea. Then again, what do you even use your bolt in a game like this? It's probably better to use it than waiting for the ever so precise moment. Got our raiding cavalry being south by north. I think they need to do some bit of change in the team colors. Green is usually associated with ally, particularly in the campaign. Same thing with yellow and blue. Cyan, strange enough, is more associated with neutral. I think green should have a different color change when it comes to team games. When it comes to red, magenta, raiding cavalry does take the scout there. Maybe a dark maroon or no, orange. It should be orange. Granted, I don't know if it's a random matchup or a custom matchup, so that could also be other aspects as well. We've got some hoplites here. Raiding cavalry straight forward, trying to be engaged, being pursued by raiding cavalry. Blue has a number of hoplites. Remember, blue and yellow are allies. Pink is rotating them back, trying to engage these forces. Big power research for Zeus. Got Kronos being a bit passive. Got raiding cavalry for yellow. Green's going for raiding cavalry as well. Poseidon's going for nothing, and Odin's going for nothing. Going for some cavalry research, including medium cavalry. Good number of hoplites pulled up by Zeus. Good idea against all the raiding cavalry. Though hoplites a bit more of a generalist unit than a counter unit, but their generalists do get a small bonus multiplier, which is quite nice. Looks like Odin gains some basic health regen here. Blue's going straight for the town center. I don't know if it's enough here. The Minotaur does not have access to crush damage. And looks like the Cyan Centaur does go down there. Forest Fire being summoned. Looks like Pink is being hit quite hard. Green's going to go into Brave the Flames. Yellow's getting some good damage there. Minotaur still engaging. Blue's deployed his restoration. Yellow needs to get towards the restoration circle, which should affect teammates. Raiding cavalry engaged raiding cavalry, so yellow's raiding cavalry quite healthy mode. Green's is starting to get picked on off. Pink's town center is getting hit quite hard there. Perseus picks out Norm the Minotaur. Unupgraded Toxay is engaging. It will be effective versus the Hersey, of course. When I say effective, plus 5% multiplier. Some of these forces being pursued up here. Pink seems pretty done for at the moment. Got a pretty good rush against him. Red, I have not seen much from Red. Going for Mermellos and Capopolitus. And more citizens. He has 2 town centers. Cyan has a section of Hippus here. There's a lot of citizens there. This is quite devastating. Got some Capopolitus engaged. This is Kronos, not Urano, so if she doesn't get increased movement speed and does start to fall back there. Yellow and blue still push way forward. Blue has sort of slowed down a little bit. That's our Jason here will go down. And blue does pull back the hoplites, so that's where blue's units went. Valkyrie taking time to heal up these units. She's covered in soot though from the forest fire. It's like both floors have to pull out their dwarven mines to have ceasefire. Deconstruction. Odin still has his own forest fire. Could have done that defensively. I mean, sacrificing some of your forests to keep some units alive, it would be quite nice. Odin still has a bit of villagers. Let's switch over to Odin. Let's see. If I go like this, Odin has approximately 15. Yeah, looks like 15 villagers. Not great, but Odin is getting a nice counterattack down to yellow. I see a bit more than 15 villagers here. Yellow meaning he gets some watchtowers, blue summons some hoplites. Green's also being aggressive, remember. And green summons his own forest fire. Odin still has his own. offensive forest fire. I should use that term rather than saying forest fire or green. Yellow's bringing back his own raiding cavalry over here. This raiding cavalry being hit quite hard. Some Perseus mixed on in. Blue's hoplites are trying to engage. I think Team Southside should be hold on off. Got medium raiding cavalry for everybody. Big fight there, but I think Yellow will come on top. Blue's forces are doing just fine as well. And Pink's now falling back. We got some Toxays hitting some dwarves. Blue's collected the rest of the berries. Hoplites, of course, are very good. They're very good generalist units. Raiding cavalry have 8 damage, 126 health, they have 120 hack armor. Hoplites have 27 armor, 46 hack armor, and 9.6 damage. So, even without the bonus multiplier, they are superior to raiding cavalry. Barn speed. So we're trying to keep his distance away from the forest fire. Pink has now resigned. Green has resigned, just leaving Red, who honestly sort of did nothing the entire game. Either way, it looks like Team Southside, Blue, Yellow, and Cyan has won the game. There's Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to next replay. Let's see. We're gonna do another 3v3. Looks like 6 player there, but let's go for our 1v1. Something I'm a bit more familiar with. Oops. But yeah, this bug is still in the game. Because I think this is the same engine as Age of Empires 3. There we go. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age Mythology replay. Small on top right side as the orange Loki, you've got Leyline Leia. Spawn south side as the red Loki, you've got Zodiac _. So we've got a Loki mirror matchup, but mirror matches doesn't also always mean mirror matches based on minor gods. Let's take a look at the minor gods. Got Forest City to give access to dwarven breastplates, increasing hack armor, which is very nice for berserks and Erdmen. All the things, increasing infantry and hero speed, and trolls. Or we got Heimdall, which does give Inhari's ability, safeguard, improve sentry towers hit points, wall hit points, and research training time. So overall, it does feel like Force City does offer better mythological upgrades, but Inhari are actually pretty good force multipliers, and I do rate. And Undermine is probably a bit more usable with God Power than Healing Springs, because honestly I don't see people actually utilizing Healing Springs as a healing source all too often. At least in multiplayer, based on the games I've seen. We have Archimedes Ledger. Makes your siege weapons take 1 less population, which is very nice to have. 9 Cauldrons. Increases the hack and pierce armor of fortified buildings, which is basically just Huskarls. We got a blue crystal shard, gold and wood is collected faster by 5%, very nice. And over here we do have the adamantine shingles, give your houses plus 200% hit points. In short, I don't think Huskarl is going to be used all too often. Norse has mostly a hack armor based composition, and their throwing axeman gets countered by throwing axeman. No real need to use Huskarls, which is also technically be countered by throwing axeman for an infinite cycle. So I don't think Huskarls will be used all too often, though they do cost wood and gold, which is unique for a melee infantry unit. Do have both players going for Forest City. Yep, I think the researcher is a little bit more usable. Well, I think the I do value Undermine quite nicely though. You also get some trolls to troll their opponent. Neither players deploy out their spy. And there's a troll. And let's take a look. Let's see. For the next gods, we got Bragi or Njord. We do, of course, have Call of Valhalla, gives your berserks increased hit points, as well as favor upon death. Long Serpent, Swine Ray, make your Erdman have plus 10% more damage, and gives them more bonus damage versus Cowley, which could be useful. And we've got speed and health regen to myth units, which is sort of nice. I think that may affect Titans. I know Mythic Regeneration from Gold Edition did. Wrath of Deep, not important. Ring Giver, you always get increased hit points and bonus damage for myth units, which could be quite nice since it's Loki, fighting Loki. The Radiant Cavalry produce Gold Additional Favor, which can be quite nice, and Mountain Giant stuff. See, good possibilities, but Flame Weapons are also such a powerful god power compared to Walking Woods. Walking Woods can be quite nice, gives you some quick siege units. They offer, I think overall they're not great versus most things, but they do offer a good amount of crush damage, so they're actually probably a quick summon siege unit if you need some. Nice little square there, or angle there. So the angle's a little bit obtuse. Just like my narration. I'm going to fast forward a little bit there since both players are just equaling up. Nothing too significant to talk about, because they've already covered what the minor guards would be. I think Bragi would probably be the better option, but there is some utility to the other god. One does give you more cavalry-based stuff, which... Loki? Loki's probably a bit more myth unit focus. And since he does have chances of randomly spawning free myth units, there's going to be a bit of RNG in this game. Probably having Hearthseers try to go for a bit more heroes. We do now have the Eyes of the Force. And it looks like Orange going quite heavy in Hearthseers. I always say Hearthseers is a little bit of a trap unit, but for Loki does have that added benefit to, of course, get some free myth units, and which is always quite nice.
Yo.
Throwing Axeman is definitely going to be a good course of action. He sees the Hearthseers, go for Throwing Axeman, which actuality would give, what was his name again? Njord a bit more capabilities, since it does also have a bit more cavalry focus. Since his Perceived Summoning Post can go heavy in Throwing Axeman, just go for cavalry. Go for the age up for the cavalry. We do have now Hall of Things. And look at the Hearthseers are bopping some of these villagers. Does lose a villager there. Troll does throw a boulder, the most elegant of weapons. Spy! Sorry, I played too much Team Fortress 2 when I was growing up. This will of course allow to spot Orange's army, assuming that Hearthseer stays in formation. You don't see the fish symbol, fish symbol thing. We also got the Hall of Thanes being researched over here. Hall of Thanes is being completed over here. And both sides going for a bit of raiding cavalry. Both sides sort of just macroing at the moment. Red doesn't have to go immediately for medium infantry. Medium infantry does cost 300 resources. Makes your infantry units 10% more effective. And Throwing Axemen do cost 90 resources, so if you make them 10% more effective, effectively give you 9 resources of value per Throwing Axeman. You take 300 divided by 9. Let's see, 270 would be 3 times 9, so 30. Add a little bit more. 2, 3. But 33. Was it 33.333 of Throwing Axemen needing on the field to make medium infantry worth it? Let's go ahead and get medium infantry, if only 50 on the field. Boulders tend to be thrown by the troll. Get trolled. Healing Spring established by Orange. A defensive healing spring here. Most of these guys are out of the radius. Nope, they're getting healed up now. Raiding Cavalry, rolling. Orange has a number of throwing axes there. Red gets a free Inhari, which is going to be quite massive. There's the free there. And Orange gets a free Inhari as well. I wonder if it's a set order of what random units get. Or it's just completely coincident. I actually don't know what the free generation is like. Maybe they could add in like a similar thing with the Chinese, where they say if they generate so much favor, this myth unit gets spawned, or maybe allows to select that myth unit. Either way, both players had an Inhari, both Inhari went down. Trolls fighting Troll. Throwing Axemans are hitting the back of the Troll. And the Troll has gone down. Both sides point out more Trolls. And Rez right now is going for more throwing Axemans. Another Troll has been established. So both players either troll their opponent. This Troll does need to stay back, get healed on up. Red's going for another Troll. More Curses throwing Axemans. So it looks like I said before, there's going to be a good number of throwing Axemans. And Red's going to lose this Troll for free. Red can't be throwing away units like that. The Gatherer is trying to shank the Raiding Cavalry. Red's forces being flanked. Now all of his gatherers also been regathering. Trolls are controlling the throwing axemen. Orange gets some good damage here. The Trolls do have 18 damage, who had a slow attack speed. Red's Troll has gone down. And looks like Red will lose all those units here. Pulling back the gatherers. There's some delicious cows there. Caribou are going down, or elk. And now do have another Great Hall being established, 2 more Great Halls. Red right now is not deploying too many military units in the field. Orange breaking his way through, taking out some of these units, and now... Are they your ox caravans? Oh, that must have been just a ox cart. Either way, and Red has resigned. This is Grade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. And here we go. Yep, still that bug. Greetings everyone, and Great here from another Age Mythology replay. So on bottom right side as the blue Hades got BBQ. So on top left side as the magenta or pink Loki got M Mok Sha 333. Butchered that name well enough. Either way, when it comes to relics on the map, we could potentially see the arrows of Alfar, giving increased buildings range damage, increase their range damage. Down south, we do have the Eye of Horus, increasing town center and citadel's population, which I wonder if that affects village centers as well. If it does, that could be quite nice. We do have the Scales of Catapellas, with use more resistance pierce damage, which should be not that great for Hades, since it of course is fighting against Loki, who's more reliant on hack damage. Thunderclaw Charl increases the pierce armor of human soldiers. Once again, not great for Hades. Good for Loki to get that one. Anvil of Hepatus, armor improvements costs 50% less gold. That is significant. That's what like one of the top tier upgrades, tier 4 upgrades, isn't it? As well. And No Sphinx, increase the building hit points by 50%. Blue finds some goats. Of course, the goat. So yeah, Hades probably should not be eyeing for any, or really any significant amount of range armor. And we do have Heimdall being deployed in by Loki, who is more focused on... forget what it was. That doesn't really provide all too much, honestly. I think the upgrades mostly affect defenses, like buildings and sorts, which is not that great because you want to be offensive rather than defensive, generally. My stream may have crashed. Nope, just on my other computer crashed. Of course, the spy on this villager there. With this villager, if it gets tasked out onto land, it will be a spy and get spotted. Also spotted. Inhari right here. And now we do have a relatively late Athena compared to his opponent. Blue finds more goats and will task them away. Very good. Blue's finding a good number of goats. Right now we've got 12 goats versus just 3. Oof. This can be very good for Blue, obtaining all these goats for free. It does find 3 there, finally. 2 more goats here, which Pink will obtain. Oops. And we do have another town that are being built by Blue. Northern Minotaur will have traversed the Herseers. And of course got the Scout here. 34 seconds remaining. You may just need to cancel the town side being built. I think he's going to defend this. Villagers, we got the Undermine ability. Does go down there. Huh, Undermine does not destroy trees. For some reason I thought it would. Never really tried it though. Those getting hit. That was a pretty big loss there for Restoration there. He's using Restoration on the village to defend. Able to eat a lot of that damage there. There's one villager looks like. 2 villagers went down. 3. No, just 2. Great defense there. Sark does go down there. Of course, we've got Ajax here for defense now. More Raiding Cavalry, more Herseers before. They're still trying to build this town center, but it's not going too great for him. Villagers rotating around to defend. If he gets this town center built, at least can bring in Sentinels to help defend this region. Maybe we want to eye for watchtowers over here while at it. See how aggressive Pink has been going. Now the village goes down. 9 seconds remaining. Got more Raiding Cavalry, more throwing Axeman's been pulling the field. Of course, the Sentinels are not super powerful. They're just good against a bit of raids. And he's bringing the Sentinels. Holding off on the Sentinels, looks like. There's the Sentinels there. Very nice. I think the replay was called something about coming back to vacation. So Blue, I think this is his replay. He may have been a little bit rusty. Raiding Cavalry does go down. Ajax takes some hits there. Caribou starting being eaten. They're quite delicious. You got the villagers back here cleaning up some delicious venison as well. Obtaining a storehouse here to get the gold mine. My apologies if you hear my drink open up. Raiding Cavalry moving around. Now the Gatherer and Herseer in the build cube with some throwing axemen. Who's now bringing our Achilles. Both players utilize their god powers. Generally, probably be a good idea for Hades' Eye for some Hippus, since he's fighting against Raiding Cavalry and Throwing Axemen. Hippus would be equal to, or on equal standing versus Raiding Cavalry, while they will, of course, not be countered and will counter Throwing Axemen. Ajax, Achilles, and a Shade there. Villager does go down there. Blue's been losing decent number of villagers. Where another village numbers are equal thanks to the secondary town center. I do think he needs to go for watchtowers to keep watch. And Magenta's now apply another town center as well, so their villager numbers will be quite even. Basic walls there, very nice. Huh. Look at the mini-map here. I just realized something, a bit of optical illusion. This looks like a mountain or hill, but this is clearly a valley. This looks like a dent because of the shades on this side here, but here it's just a hill and hill. In there as well. But this one, this is the only one that has a shade on the other side, which suggests... Okay, maybe I'm just sort of looking at it wrong. Okay, now the more I look at it, the more my eyes are, I can pop it in and out like it was a piece of like bubble wrap. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit crazy. Raiding Cavalry hits, gets some hits there onto Achilles.
Skipan.
Do not have some sort of research there from Heimdall. And Hades going for Apollo to get access to the Manticore. Those can get hit here. Blue man is not to lose any of those villagers. At this point in time, he may need to get a healing temple to heal up for some of these villagers. Once again, the villagers standing, fighting. Randy villagers, regular raiding cavalry, not medium raiding cavalry. Another villager does go down there. And we've got a third town center now established by Pink. Achilles bringing back a relic. It is Nose Sphinx, make his building have 50% more hit points, which I think will be more and more useful this game since he's been on defensive this entire game. Why particularly for his Sentinels, who currently stand at 250 health. They are classified as range fortification. I'm assuming affects Sentinels. Guess we'll find out soon enough. We do have a Manticore there. It does increase the health by a small margin, of course. We now have an age up going for New York to get access to the Mountain Giant and Cavalry stuff. He's fighting against Hades, who soon is going to go for more range stuff, but we've got some Prodromos on the build queue. Counter cavalry units, very nice. He didn't age up with Ares, so if he would age up Ares, Prodromos get a bit of divine damage. Medium cavalry now on the way for Hades. These villagers with a spy there get spotted. With the amount of raiding cavalry as well, blue could eye for watchtowers and get crenellations. Crenellations will affect the sentinels, improving their anti-cavalry damage by a small margin. Prodromos advancing. Prodromos moving speed is 6, same as raiding cavalry. Control has been put on the field. Achilles could take it out quite quickly. The shade has gone down. Manticore advancing. Manticore does have decent movement speed, but immediately getting hit by the Perseer, so it will quickly go on down. Ink has quite a bit of force here. Sentinel taking some damage there. Sentinel does live. The Villager can actually repair up the Sentinels, looks like. I wonder if it's free. I wonder if that bug that happened with the Manor in original Gold Edition for infinite resources would happen if you try repairing it. Triple houses there. A lot of those trading cabs are quite wounded, so they're getting ripped apart there. I never think I've seen a fortress can make 6 kills before. 6 kills in like 5 seconds, I should say. We have now a good round of raiding capital opponent field. Magenta's now aged on up. Does have access to walking woods, which will give him some quick siege weapons. Another water tower being established by Pink. Pink has overall great field control. We got some petrol bolos for the field. We don't control most on the field. Hades has gone for range armor, which he does not need to do. He's fighting against only half damage. Walking woods have been summoned. Here comes the trees. They are classified as myth units, so Chiron will rip them apart. I mentioned taking a lot less damage from them. We do have 30 crush damage, which is quite nice. They're not so too terribly resilient as well, so a lot of you can pick them off. The tree's no longer walking. We do now have some Peltas from Blowing Field. He is fighting against a good number of throwing axemen, but I think just going for Hippus would still be a generally good idea. So has access to the Underworld Passage, of course. Oh, I heard you have siege weapons hitting the Great Hall. Now got some portable battering rams. Villagers do bonus damage versus I thought villagers had a bit of bonus multiplier for siege weapons. Maybe that's something they get later on. Oh, howdy. Sorry, I just saw your comment from Kick. Welcome to the stream. Doing good. How about you? Portable rams battering down the fortress there. Got some Jarls point of view. They're just medium Jarls. Got a free Valkyrie mix on in. We also got the Mount Giant here, crushing away. We had this engagement going on, so it's like this fortress will go down. Portable rams heading to the town center now. We do still have a goat here. Oh, that's Kick, not the Rumble. Got the symbols mixed up. Purple green. Actually, no, not new to Kick. Been on it for well over a year. We do now have the Ajax moving forward on the field. Start engaging the Mountain Giant there. The Mountain Giant does have a good amount of multipliers. It looks like Hades has back to the game. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. With that, I need to double check my other computer. Looks like the stream was sort of bugging out of there. Daily. I do stream daily. Mostly I stream a whole bunch of games though. Let's see, let's go find a game now. See, somebody's viewing right here, which always gives me an idea. Should check it out. I'm not sure why they're checking out, probably it's a buddy of theirs. This one has 3 people viewing it, quite significant, good rating. So keep an eye on Coffee Night. Fun. More of a hobby. Wouldn't mind if for it to grow. Naturally, of course. I'm not interested in any artwork. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age Mythology replay. Small on top of the left side as the blue Freyr, we got Coffee Night. Small on bottom right side as the green Oranos, we got Chasing the Sun. Like I said, I'm not looking for any artwork. When it comes to minor gods, Freyr of course can get access to Freyja or Olar. Freyja does support cavalry-based play, increasing the health and hit points, as well as some hero hit points, and able to go to early. Versus Olar, which does give you access to much better god power, and also a source of the both divine and range damage early on. This will Service Glory increases their movement speed for the Erdman throwing action berserks, and of course got the more spammable Asgardian bastions. For, of course, Oranos does have a couple good things going for him. Prometheus, give access, of course, to Valor God power, and of course, which is the pretty much key thing for Prometheus, give you access to also faster research time for heroes, not super important, but also makes your citizen heroes far more effective, plus 20% more effective. Or we go for the Oceanus, which does give you the very powerful God power Carnivora as well. Bite of Shark is okay, plus 5% damage, and the bleed damage is not too important. And cheaper promotions can be quite nice as well. Couple Peltis actually is something that's pretty good for Oranos, since he gets a lot of infantry movement speeds. His Couple Peltis can be some of the fastest infantry in the game. And if you can give me a moment as well, I'm going to clear out this chat. There we go. Just want to clean up that chat. Prometheus has been researched, and we got Olar being researched as well. Valor powered portal. So we have a sky passage next to this settlement, maybe eyeing for a expansion there. This will give us a good presence. Sky's passages are quite nice to help gather up resources in the field and at least have a safe exit, a safe passage home, if you will. And we've got villagers teleporting the way forward. Sky patches do not cost too much resources. 25 wood's dirt cheap. 8 favor is quite expendable. From research, of course, can go pull out Asgardian Bastion nice and early. Get it building, get a good defensive placement. It does take a bit of time to build for free. And of course, we've got more citizens on the build queue now for green. Husbandry being researched, and it sounds like a bunch of Pumbas are starting to go on down. Pumbaa does have 400 food inside of him. Oh, and it looks like one of the relics did provide Blue some monkeys to get some extra mass. They don't move all too quick, so they will slow down the formation. They're even slower than Draugrs, which are walking skeletons. How spooky. Prometheus has gone down. And the Promethean Offspring course goes on down as well. They did punch some monkeys in the face. be an aspiring aspect to us all. Punch monkeys in the face. You have another towns that have built over here. And those are these citizens migrating over to this deer or gazelle. And it looks like we do have 2 towns. Actually, yeah, this town's just being built. We have Hyperion queued on up. And Barrier has not queued up anything just yet. He deployed out Asgard and Bastion there, but take a bit of time. We go for Braga to get access to the flame weapons, Berserk hit points, Birdman attack damage, and more anti-cavalry, and Myth unit speed and health regen. For Age to give access to the very powerful Tempest, Rock Giant, a bit of food generation. And of course got the increased hero speed and siege weapon effects. Green's deploying out some oracles with the Hyperion he wants to go for. He can get Sons of Suns, turn them all to heroes immediately.
Skipan.
I think you just used Valor right there. Hyperion's now being researched. Let's see, how many oracles has he gotten?
Herr Joe's.
6 out of 10. I don't know if that includes the one that was in his queue. Probably did, because it's now fully deployed in field. And with Sons of Suns, he will have 6 heroic oracles. Right now, Blue has an army of 30 versus an army of 2, which is hardly even considered an army. Sky Passage being utilized somewhere. Probably just over here. Obtaining more Pumbaa. Quad infrastructure being pulled out by Blue. Got armory, got double armory, great house, double longhouse, triple longhouse. And he is starting to do fat slopes in the exterior walls. Not bad idea. Walls are not too terribly expensive. He's also going for stone walls, allegedly stone walls. A lot of barracks here, but not currently being utilized. We do have now the Sons of Suns. Turns all oracles are heroes and makes it so you immediately build heroic oracles. And they cost 0 favor as well. Basically just all oracles just become permanent heroes.
Burek.
Got a hit squad of Marmellos advancing way forward. Throwing axe would be a good counter to them. They're just regular Marmellos, not even medium Marmellos. We do have Ager being queued on up. He does have access to Chaos God Power, so very powerful God Power. More Marmellos. We do have Satyrs being researched. Medium Marmellos have been researched. Heavy infantry now being researched. Both players now advanced to H3. I can so hear Sky's patches being utilized. Of course, gets an extra build limit because he's now in H3. Big round of citizens being heroified. They shall do their part. He's gone for Prometheus, so it looks like the Uranus players just eyeing to really go for ego with the heroic citizens. There's a rock giant. He's solid as a rock. More heroic oracles. Not oracles, citizens.
Burek.
And he's actually going for heroic renewal. Does increase the hero's hit points by 10% and also gives him a decent amount of health regen. These are all meant for citizens. There's some heroic mells there. He's also going for Sons of Suns, so right now he has very good favor generation, doesn't he? Every single oracle is providing 0.1 favor per second, which is quite significant. You can see how quickly it's going up. It's approximately, I'll highlight this, 52 per minute. We also queued on up Helios. You know, Helios is probably the god that's selected the least for
Uji?
the Atlanteans, Age 4 god, or Titan, really. And I don't remember what he exactly provides. He provides the Heka Gigantus. He also provides the Mirror Tower, Petrification, Titan Moxie that's protected with the Heka Gigantus. Hail of the Sun? I don't know what all those are on top of my head. Wait, oh yeah, I forgot I could just do it this way. Here we go. Hail of the Sun adds its Fire Siphon damage, and Arcus Archers increase range and damage. Petrification, more siege damage stuff. Siege weapon, so Siege and Arcus Archers. Got it. Arcus Archers are pretty reliable versus Norse since they'll counter most of their infantry unit. The only foot soldiers it doesn't counter will be the Godi. And of course the cavalry.
Burek.
We've got heavy destroyers there. They seem a bit more silver than normal. I think changed the model so it makes it a bit more silver. It just looks hard different than I'm used to. And we actually have Hell being researched here rather than Fafnir. Or Vidar, which provides Fafnir. Tempest not blown. He does do some of those units here, but he does draw most of the
Burek.
Both cleared up heavy infantry. Both players still not. Actually, no, Hell is being researched. We'll give access to all the giants. Also does give access to Nidhogg, which so we're going to need some Arcus Archers for that. He is going for Hyperion or Helios, which of course does offer more damage for Arcus Archers. Let me read that again. Let's see, Fire Siphon, Megas Archers gets +1 range, which is nice. Increase their damage by 10%, and of course the heroic ones get additional +1 range and 10% damage as well. I wonder, does it affect anything involving Cherry Ballista? Doesn't appear to affect anything involving Cherry Ballista. Got, of course, ballistics, masons being researched. Some destroyers destroy these allegedly stone walls. Heroic citizens pushing forward, they're trying to do their part. Monkeys retaliating. And got some Ox Caravans, relatively early Ox Caravans, but it's always a good idea to get a bit of trickle them going. Especially when you have multiple walls on the map to establish their boundaries. Got mostly satyrs being blown out by Oranos rather than more heroes. I assume it's going to go a bit more heavy heroes. Still just medium Argus. It hasn't gone for heavy. It's going for range armor, which is not really important at the moment. Of course, got the Fire Giant here, one of the best from Age 4 siege units in the game, in my opinion. The Nidhogg has been summoned. He needs to get some of these Argus Archers heroic 5. Nidhogg already took a bit of damage there. A lot of research being queued on up by Freyr. More satyrs being queued on up. Got Empyrean speed as well. Heavy range use now being researched. Orokamel is being queued on up. He sees the Nidhogg. Some of these citizens are actually going down to the Nidhogg. Often hit by other sources as well.
Skopos, Yuji.
So Hokushoria gets a bit more color in his shield as he starts in more range weapon upgrades. That's why it just looks off the solid steel. Hecate Gigantus does get some good smashes there. They offer a good amount of crush damage. Slow, relatively slow attack speed. They're good frontline melee combatant. And the satyrs do shoot down the Nidhogg quite easily. Oh, Vortex. The very powerful part about Helios. Forgot about that part. Rock Giant does go down there. Fire Giant does pick up as well. There's a massive number of satyrs here. I always say I do value range with use better. You see, this one has 5,000 damage.
Erjos, Yuji.
Ample Hecate Gigantus are quite nice for the siege damage. Of course, he has the shortest combat aspect as well. We do now have the cheap and range soldiers now being researched. Gillen Bassetti, age-old Gillen Bassetti coming for defense, is classified as Divine Hero, not a myth unit. So the myth units would do less damage to it, while heroes would do no bonus damage to it. So I'm not sure if anti-hero damage would apply to us as Divine Hero than regular hero. Don't know if that makes any difference. Champion Cavalry being researched by Freyr. He's also going for some Ballista. Got some Fanatics mixed on in. Bill Bassetti is slowly going down. He's back into distance once again. Fire Cycle deploy in the field. Maybe he'll start sieging down the structures behind the walls. He does, but really actually do hack damage. Bill Bassetti will be picked off there. But it's almost expired either way. Fire Cycle still went down to throwing Axe Commands. Argus Archers and Hyatt Satyrs firing away. And looks like Oran's eyeing for the Titan Gate and iron weapons. Good shockwave there to disrupt the force. Battery round he's taking some advantage. Petrification is being researched, so now it will allow his siege weapons have more hack armor. I'm not so sure how good that will be. Mushroom Scent, hack armor, which is 5%, so it goes up by 1%. Down there. This is a massive number of Ballista. Ballista do okay versus other targets, but of course, good number of satyrs here. And very choke pointy, that's for sure. Chaos God Card was utilized recently, so it has to be cost favor next time. Hecate Gigantus, push way forward. Punches one of the Ballista, 2 Ballista are now down. Fire Cycles still have a bit of crush damage to them, so Ballista will take a fair amount of damage from it. Okay, that was actually increased it by a nice even 20%, so it has a lot more hack armor now. Which makes him a bit more resilient to those throwing accidents. Actually, is quite worth there. Argus Archers gain some decent health regen. The unheroic ones are taking a bit of damage, of course. These ballistas do have a decent amount of damage to them, so they're not half bad versus formations. 23 damage per second. Of course, the inaccuracy is quite high. I don't really see Mass Ballista all too often in the replays I cast.
Burek.
So definitely very interesting. Got some medium fucking arrows here.
Burek.
Got some girls being forward in the field as well. Daenerys is getting ripped apart. There's just simply a lot of range damage here. You may need to use a Vortex God Power to get on top of them. The next Vortex God Power is in fact free in favor.
Skopos.
Over here, looks like the war is trying to break on through. Oracle will spot all of it. A lot of some of these ballista are actually quite wounded. Got this smash there, because Daenerys are getting ripped apart, however. We got some Erdmen now being point of view, the anti-cavalry units. Citizen has done their part. The Watchtowers here, of course, these are ballista. And now that the Secrets of Titan is being researched by Freyr. Watchtowers there just protect the walls from the dwarves. More Erdmen, more throwing axemen being employed in the field. Cherry Ballista could be a good item then.
Yuji. Skopos.
Champion Argus right now do have... Yep, they do have the Sun upgrade. They have 21 range is quite nice. 9 damage. Blue's Titan Gate is now being full in field. Oh, they actually added now a percentage counter up here. That's actually quite nice.
Burek. Skopos.
Green's Titan Gate is now being built. Daenerys pushed forward. Nice Chaos God Power there. Helping close the distance. Exactly what Green needs to counterattack. Most of the ballista's gone down. Number of Watchtowers here though. All ballista has gone down. He is lacking siege weapons to deal with all these defenses. And Green right now does not have burning pitch. Instead of gates being researched, more summoners there, going for more fanatics as well as some fire siphons. We're playing some more Church Ballista. We do have also Ox Caravans still being queued on up. Green right now is going for a single queue of Llama Caravans, Asgard and Bastion, as well as some other hidden forts being established. Odin or Oranos is building his Titan Gate. Looks like going to be much faster. Yeah, looks like Green's really pumping out the Titan Gate. He's going to fully saturate building the Titan Gate. Is that even a term? Yes, it is now. Well, Blue's Titan Gate is... Can't see exactly where. There it is. 104 seconds remaining versus 47. So Oranos will get his Titan first. Green's lost his town center here. I wonder if he has fortified. Yeah, he does have fortified town centers.
Yuji.
More satyrs. Another llama caravan is going down. Maybe plus are being affected by all this research. Unit hit points 10%, draft forces, 9 waves. Heroes and siege weapons get increased movement speed. Quite important right there. Siege weapons get increased damage for all types, which is one reason why they're a bit more effective. And all actually, and engineers increase their damage by 50% as well. Of course, we got now this Titan deployed in the field, as well as this one here. Looks like getting overran by the
Skopos.
Contineras. Looks to cost 300 resources. Pretty population efficient, honestly. Got a very large number of old Sarks here. Warrior has a mass stock of resources. Oros is freezing the bomb barrel though. It looks like a large number of these old Sarks have taken a bit of damage. Titan's at nearly full health, good enough health. Old Sarks pushing along the flank, being hit by some of the palaces. Another hill fort now being established. Each hill fort will provide a little bit of food generation as well. The blue's going to obtain this town over there, but getting hit hard by all the various defenses at the moment. Titan versus Titan. Green's heroes are advancing. Loses Titan for free rate. Goes to Ballista means good damage, but does have 0.80% crush armor. So he's taking a decent amount of damage from the Cherry Ballista. I'm not sure if it's a hit Ballista. Another console established by Titan's main advance, maybe support him for more attacks over here. As an advance, being put in their shockwave there. Nax are going fast. Titan 6 some damage there, various heroes engaging. For an order blue to get out the height of the Wonder Age, needs a bit more gold. We're trying to go this town to the once again, but take some losses there. I don't think it's worth it trying to build it right now. The Gigant is also engaging. A lot of defenses there. So we need to go for more fire siphons and or destroyers. He does have a decent number of fire siphon research. The settlement does get re-enabled. And it's going on down though. A lot of cherry close to you. Had to take severe damage here. No burning pitch on Argus archers. So that's structures. And Green's Titan has gone down. Cherry Blossom only has 94 health, so Green could try countering with the fire sights against them. They have 50% hack armor, or crush armor. So his fire sight is doing what, 300% attack? That's a fair amount. Fire sights can be a counter. Going for more cherry Marmellos and Contineras. Not utilize the vortex again. There's another cherry both there. Argus are just engaging the old Sarks. Contineras are engaging the part where all those defenses. Currently just blessing has some research there. Marmellos and Fanatics charting way forward. Got a big round of goatees. Fire Siphon siege downtown center. Okay, right now it says 2 damage, so 30 damage against Ballista is not too great. It's doing some decent work there. It does offer good range to deal with Ballista. Ballista do outrange them. Fire Cycles only have 400 health. And even now I think A move 4 for Fire Cycle is not too terrible as an idea. More Berserks, more Cheerfuls being south. We got a big round of Throwing Axemen. These heavy bullets, we do have 90% crush or range on it. Something tells me Ballista is, I've been seeing some mass Ballista as some games, but something tells me that Ballista is going to probably be nerfed in the next upcoming patch. Marmello's Fanatics Incarnates not to engage. Big round of legendary Jarls moving forward on the field. Scrolls push forward. And green does back the game now. With Zangrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Yeah, I've seen Mass Ballista being used before, and it seems pretty powerful. I'm not so sure what the Atlantean could do other than try to keep more fire siphons on the field. Start from the bottom. Looks like a placement match. Anything that looks like. Can't find any names that stand out to me. Looks like nothing, so we'll just start from the bottom and see what is decent. That'll be decent enough for now. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Age of Mythology replay. So on the south side is the blue Thor. We have I don't know how to pronounce that. Immortalit. I'm overthinking it. So on the top right side is the red Thor, got Versio. Of course, I got two Norse, so some of them mirror matchup, but not entirely. Odin or Thor. Actually, no, it is both Thors. They have both the different icons, so it is a mirror matchup. Both players have access to Foresighting and Freyja. Got the Troll to troll your opponents. Got the Dwarven Breastplate to increase your hack armor, which could be very nice, both for Berserks and Erdman. Infantry and Hero Speed can be quite nice, as well as, of course, Troll upgrade. Or you get the Freyja to get some Cavalry Speed and Valkyrie, or Cavalry Speed and Health. As well as some hero health. Something tells me Foresighting would be a bit more useful, making your Erdman and Berserks better for hack armor, since Berserks are pretty common, or Ulfsarks, because for the old name. Both players are in for a bit of a dwarf room, so it's going to be a later age up. And it looks like this Ozark does force these zebra to his town center there. Got a goat there. Goat's of course the goat. Tempo now queued on up. Hammer of Thunder as well. We got Asia, got Freyja being selected here. So Thor may be eyeing for a bit more cavalry-based play. Over here, Thor's now researching for a study, so maybe eyeing for a bit more infantry-based play. So this is where the mirror matchup is starting to not be a mirror matchup. Of course, Healing Spring is also a very good godpower, but Forest Fire is still inadequate, though this is Oasis, which means giant piles of tree you can burn.
Yo!
Red's Valkyrie now push way forward. She could be, of course, betrothed. The troll's over here. Valkyrie stabs a dwarf there, getting some decent damage. He can, of course, run into this watchtower. Does manage to skip on out of there. There's the wounded dwarf. Was going for the wounded dwarf, unsuccessful. Got some Perseers coming over to respawn. Two goats making their way back home. We do have the Perseer there picking up a relic. This relic does provide the Orker's Whip, improving your farming upgrades. Oh, hits the wrong dwarf. I think she was actually tasked to hit the ox cart. Bit of bad luck there. Stabs that gatherer there. Perseers and Ozarks trying to retaliate. You got some raiding cavalry now being deployed on out as well. Perseers and raiding cavalry push way forward. Red could bring a forest fire right there, but probably not really needed. Forest fire there could help wound the dwarves. But it's going straight here. Got a quite sizable army there. Taking out the watchtower or sentry tower first. Most of the Valkyrie does go down there. Dwarven armory is starting going down. Not too terrible, since it's 135 wood. Perseus gets some damage, and nothing too significant. Dwarven gold mine is being stashed by blue. Red is keeping hold of his Dwarven gold mine. Looks like blue. Oh, there's the forest fire there. Red's trying to use this for combat advantage. May just also use to cover his retreat. Of course, some of those trees will be burned. Some is used to cover in soot, which is not more or less a minor issue. It does absolutely nothing, just a visual effect. It's getting a little too close, getting singed over there. They sort of did turbo buff the forest fire damage, so it's less of a meme now. Healing Spring has been established. Now help them clean those burns. More Erdmen throwing X-Men being fought up by blue, which is some Sarks. Red right now just eyeing for more Perseers and for raiding cavalry. Raiding cavalry now moving at a movement speed of 6. His Perseers are moving at 4.8. The Dwarven armor being established now. Throwing Axeman, of course, not exactly super use right now, other than the fact that you get damage in the back line. Erdman, of course, will be very useful. And red's falling back there. And blue is deploying on more trolls, the troll's opponent. Boulders do get thrown. And red rating cavalry does fall back. Got some more rating throwing axemen being pulled up by red now. And some of these rating cavalry going down. When it comes to the next set of gods, both players can either go for Scaldi or for Bragi. Scaldi does gives Frost Giants, of course. Also gives improved food collection rate, particularly for farming, which is quite nice. Hunter's Axe gives your throwing axeman 1 extra range, and versus a Norse mirror matchup that can be quite nice, as well as good tracking. Frost is also a great way to lock down an army. Island of Fame weapons is a great way to buff an army. Battle Boar is of course a pretty good crowd control unit. Call of Valhalla gives you berserks increased hit points and a bit of favor upon death. And let's see, increase myth units speed by 10%, make your Valkyries even faster. Regeneration as well, and of course something to improve your Erdman, some increased damage and of course bonus damage. So this current rate, blue could use Bragi, and red could probably both sides can go for Skadi. So it looks like red's bringing out the cavalry. Does go for Thundering Hooves. You now have the Hall of Thames movement research, increasing hero and infantry movement speed by 5%. Down south, we do have more medium cavalry and Valkyrie. Getting some minor healing there as they still hold still. The dwarf has been pulled off. Looks like they'll clean up the giraffes. Not too much food left from that giraffe, though 200 is still a decent amount of food. Sentry Tower taking some damage. Some of those doors do get hit there. More ready cavalry being deployed in the field by red. Red has, of course, all of research Scotty. Now he has access to a good throwing axeman research, and of course a good army stopper, Frost. Those are definitely the opposite from army killer. And looks like red or blue sign for Bragi. So once again, both players going for different minor gods. Blue's pushing his army over here. Red says these number goats here, they're pretty fattened. Looks like it's not, I think didn't reach his husbandry yet, didn't he? Blue has some forces over here. So does red. 25 military units there versus 45. Red, of course, needs to get out some more defenses. He does have access to Frost if he wants to lock down his army, give him some time. Got bronze upgrades as well. Dwarf, of course, being queued on up. We have the Winter Huntress's Axe, improving the range of throwing X-Men, and of course giving them far better tracking, nearly perfect tracking.
Hver þar?
Trolls to get a bit damage there. Got a Frost Giant mix on in. Frost Giant's a little bit more of a mid. I'm not a huge fan of Frost Giant, honestly. It is nice and all. Oh, so do you have the Frost being activated there? Some of Blue's army did not get Frost, while others did. Of course, trees dwarves there. This will give both players some time to bring some more reinforcements. I still think Blue would generally win this fight. Trying to build a hill fort here. And Blue's going for a longhouse right here. Blue's trying to bring in some more Perseus into the fight. He can, once this Frost finish, he can ignite the weapons of flaming weapons. Probably a good idea. He's going to be nice and close to them. Heavy trooping research, Call of Valhalla as well. Already having fought up by red. Both sides of some military units there. They're just trying to get some stuff being established. And pull off those units now. Flaming weapons. Blue's not bringing flaming weapons. It's probably the best time to do it. There's flaming weapons a little bit late. And does finish the teleport there. Blue's all starts to clean up over there. The battle core is advancing. Tossing me around, both sides of the arms just as quickly as each other. More already coming to a kill. Oh, there's a portal grabbing in. That's just causing a crush sounds effect.
Skip!
Battle boar bucking around. Teleport taking some damage there. We have now the Dwarven Gold Mine being put up by red. Should be filled like what, 3,000 gold? Yep. Battle Boar is still alive. Now Blue's battery ram now deployed in the field. His sword's currently be collecting at a rate of 1.35, which is pretty good in comparison to say does not Dwarven Gold Mine as a gatherer.
Tilbúin? Hver þar?
Looks like Blue may just have more mining upgrades. Because the Dwarven Gold Mine is supposed to be collected pretty quickly. Maybe they nerfed the boosted gathering. Oh, we got the Cave Troll. Cave Troll now deployed in the field, which does get this Cave Troll upgrade, increasing the charge range attack area damage, so it has a bigger splash damage. And the charge attack does do double damage as well, so massive charge attacks. So formations of cave trolls can be quite deadly now. Got some research bronze weapons as well. Got some research up here, of course.
Tilbúin.
A number of old Sarks there. Let's see now, when it comes to aging up, both players can get access to Balder or the Tire. Balder does give a very powerful myth unit, the Fire Giant, as well as portable ram stuff. Where's the hit coming from? Right around there. And of course, Sons of Sith in there gives cavalry a bit more damage there. Adds also a bit more bonus modifier versus range units while at it. While Tyrant does give access to Berserker game, makes your Berserks, your Olsarks get 35% life steal, as well as Bravery. Huskarls get more bonus damage versus buildings, and also more general and damage in general. And the Fenris Wolf Brood. And the Fimbulwinter versus Ragnarok. Ragnarok, I think, is a bit more powerful god power, but is also a bit more extreme. I'd say that you should go Ragnarok when you have a good line of Ox Caravans in the field. Because Ox Caravans don't get converted, and at least you have some economy going. And with gold economy, you can at least always get dwarves replaced. You now have some Jarls being pulled in the field. Medium Jarls. Oh no, those are heavy Jarls. Great Jarl there. Actually, those are just probably regular Jarls, not even, Jarls are just, regular Jarls, not even medium nor heavy Jarls. It goes Jarl, Ulf Jarl, or medium. So yeah, this is not even a medium Jarl. Very rare you ever see that version. Oh, what just happened there?
Yo!
What just happened there?
Tilbúin.
Did something in the replay bug out? Why did all those structures just got deleted? What just happened there? Was there something in the replay? Because I usually move stuff around with WASD. No, he's mainly building it, so did he make a massive misclick? The game said it was paused multiple times, so I have no idea what happened there. I have the game rebound so I can move the camera with WASD, so it's easier for me to track stuff. I can point you around the mouse. But I have no idea what happened there. You have now Baldur being researched. Both players going for Baldur. We of course get Max the Fire Giants and Ragnarok. It's going to be a bit of Ragnarok going on. Red has 3 town centers, Blue only has 2, so Blue should probably get another town center going, but he lost a lot of infrastructure there that got deleted. Wonder if exactly happened there, I'm not sure. So Blue's building all that infrastructure that got deleted. We of course have the what's it called, sister room. I don't know how to pronounce anything. Baldur's almost complete. Both sides. And so when it comes to resource stockpiles, Blue has an X amount of gold, so after a Ragnarok, he has plenty of gold for dwarves. But really should eye for another town center. Village centers could also help him reproduce dwarves. Red doesn't have too big of massive stockpiles, so he's less prone to go for a Ragnarok. All sorts of straightforward, got good unfriendly accents to gauge. Doing some basic sense. Just increase the distance ever so slightly. We do have some Jarls, not even medium Jarls. It's starting to fall back now. There's Blue's age up. He is nowhere near pop cap, so probably should not be eyeing for Ragnarok at the moment. Red is maintaining good pop cap. And got some portable battering rams there. We have the Dwarven Augur research. Red has a Fire Giant here. Fire Giant is one of the best ranged myth units in the game. Not the best though. I think Lampades are better. because they have 2 instant kills. One is a polymorph after an upgrade, turns enemy instant to chickens, which chickens can be refined into chicken to be eaten. And of course, you got the chaos effectors, which can be even a bit worse than instant kill. Since you have to fight with your own units. Though, if there's nothing nearby, you still have to finish off. Not sure how it is in Retold. In Gold Edition or in Sin Edition, it turns them to unupgraded, not even heavy or medium, bare bones Mother Nature ones. In Gold Edition, I think it converted exactly what it was beforehand. But I'm not sure what it is in Retold. We got multiple fire giants on board in the field. Fire giants do offer good range damage, as well as some supplementary crush damage to help deal with various structures. Another mention to be decent versus other siege weapons. These won't be terrible. Towns are taking some severe damage now. Multiple fire giants push forward, and I have to see there's going to be a whole line of them going down right there. Good chunk of them. Good chunk of health at least. Town center is still alive, does go down there. Blue's now down to 1 town center. You can always hit Ragnarok to quickly get a force. There'll be a one-time force, so he may not be able to recover. He has good enough gold, but only has 1 town center. Battery ram made its way over there. Fire giants engaging the Jarls. Red has its own fire giant, but he's not doing too many fire giants. Meteoric and iron armor. And blue does resign there. This Angrade saying, "Keep watching," and on to next replay. Before I get started next replay, do you need to use the restroom? Please give me a moment. My apologies, I am back. Let's see, any of these players are recognized? Let's see, if there's a Twitch tag, maybe higher rank? Yeah, reasonable. Let's see, let's go ahead and start from the bottom. That looks like a clan tag. Nope. Here we go, let's do that one. It's a decent length. Actually, surprisingly enough, there's not many in the 20s, usually a handful. Greetings everyone, and great here with another Age Mythology replay. On top right side as the blue Hades, we got Taparika. On bottom left side as the red Odin, got Paranormal 2004. I'm trying to change up some things when it comes to casting. I want to mention what each of the major gods benefits. Hades, of course, gets shades. Mythians have increased hit points. Ranged get +1 range and line of sight. Range fortifications get +2 range. Ballistics and burning pitch are researched instantly for free in their respective ages. Well, of course, Odin does, of course, get focus Great Hall units. War gathers and doors hunt 10% faster. Nice little bit of food generation in the early and potentially mid-game if you actually really focus it and actually get a decent amount of it. Great Hall units get more favor in battle and, of course, get a bit of extra health regen across all human and heroes. Small amounts, something supplementary, and of course get 2 free Raven Scouts. When it comes to the minor gods, of course, Hades does have access to both Athena and Ares. Athena does offer the Age of Shield, increasing Pierce Armor, which is not too important versus Norse, since they mostly rely on hack damage. And of course, you got the Hoplite increased max range and hack damage there, which is quite nice. Ares offer a bit more research than even most minor gods. Get the Phobos Spear Panic, giving your Hoplites and Patronus +1 divine damage. Quite nice. Demos Sword of Dread give you High Passes more damage, as well as nails them early, which came quite nice versus Norse, but Throwing Axemen still a good counter them. And got the Inyo's Bow of Horror, giving your Toxdays increased damage. I think I should generally prefer Ares as opposed to Athena when it comes to the mythological upgrades, but Restoration is very powerful and Pestilence is, well, reasonable. It's okay. Minotaur and Cyclopes are a bit comparable, honestly, now. In Gold Edition, Cyclopes, that's actually the proper plural term for a Cyclops, Cyclopes, actually were an instant kill unit with an instant kill unit they threw, including cavalry. That has been nerfed. And Minotaur, of course, is still the bull. This map does offer one less town center than normal, only one in the center with a pile of gold here, so both players should either get that. Hades, of course, can protect it nice and early with the Sentinels, but of course Odin can counter by destroying them with the Undermine, perhaps 2 of them, maybe 3 depending on the angle. Got a large number of Perseers here with the Enhare, and I forgot to take a look at what Heimdall provides. Let's see, you can do that now. Heimdall does provide, of course, a bit of Enhare damage. Gives your sentries increase 25% increased health for walls and sentry towers, walls, and of course making buildings cost 50% less gold. And got the Regasula, increasing the training and work time rate. So overall, Heimdall is mostly meant for the Undermine and Enhare. The Enhare is effectively a damage multiplier for your entire army, a force multiplier, and Undermine's a great way to instantly destroy walls and towers. It precisely says in a destruction path, walls and towers instantly collapse, and other buildings take a considerable amount of damage. So it's a great way to instantly break open a wall. It's a great way to crack open and charge them through. Couple very fine holes there. Red has gone to another town center. Actually, now realizing, yeah, there is actually, both sides still have 3 town centers. There's a free 4th town center, or not so free 4th town center. And this town center is also pretty good for trade, so you can go build your stuff in the corner. Though we've got some trees in the way. Over here it's nice and open, barring the goats. Scout shanking the Enhare. Scout is down, not a big surprise. Who's going for husbandry? Because all these goats needs a husband. Looks like they got a relatively equal amount of goats. Of course, we know there's some pair of goats here. Those are bears. They're quite unbearable. There's the other pair of goats. Minotaur backing on off and forward. Gonna get fought by the Perseers quite horribly. That Minotaur went down for free. There goes Norm. Archer range is being established by an armory by Hades. Looks like Hades is going to be a bit more defensive.
Tilbúin.
Of course, got raiding cavalry. You can always bring the sentinels right around here. With a wall in this region. Fox stays on the wrong side of town. Does manage to escape on out of there. Odin right now is going to be queuing up Scotty. Scotty does provide his Frost Giants. Provides the powerful Frost Lockdown ability. Makes their throwing X-Men have increased range and good tracking. Better farming was always quite nice as well. Oops, actually rotate the camera slightly. I think that's normal there.
Skipan.
I don't know if this is Scotty's going to be better in this situation. Throwing X-Men are nice, but he is fighting against Hades, which tends to be more ranged based.
Yao.
Raiding Cavalry falling him back. We could see Apollo. Underworld Patch is very nice, particularly this map, which is a little bit more choke pointy. Manticores are an excellent ranged myth units. Of course, got Sunray for more range damage for your range units. Healing action's not too important. He could... Both of them could pull out a dock, do something funny. Aphrodite could be quite nice as well. Curse will give you some free pigs. Or Divine Blood, make your villagers move faster, build faster, and carry more. Particularly good for your wood and food collection. Golden Apples make your villagers more effective collecting favor, and of course got Nemean Lion. And Hades is actually aging up to Aphrodite. I think the increased favor could be quite nice. Both of them are pretty good minor gods. I do put a bit more bias towards the what's it called, the Manticores. Manticores are an excellent ranged myth unit. But the other effects for Aphrodite is quite nice as well. Scotty has been researched now.
Prostagma.
We've got Hill Fort being established in the water. And it does get deleted there. With this water, this area should be traversable by ships, so siege ships could be deployed on in. Additionally, if both players deploy out a dock, they'll both get a free myth unit. The Kraken, and of course the Skyla. There's the Nemean Lion. I've got some dead Pumbaa here. Winter Harvest now being researched by Red, improving his farming by 20% and all the food sources by 10%. A very good upgrade. Just going for some Pegasus. Not a bad idea to get some scouts. Fortress has been established. Got some Jarls being put on the field. Both Jarls, so we got some medium Jarls. And does go for to build some Frost Giants. Frost Giants are a little bit more meh for me. Howdy. Gate has gone down. Frost Giants are a bit more of a general smith unit. They have a bit of crush, they have good melee damage. They do have, of course, slow attack speed, they have good bulk. They're just sort of just meh to me. They have that freeze ability, which can be nice, but it's also very limited. You can the rest of the instant kill is basically an instant kill without actually the kill part of it. I really don't know what to really make of Frost Giants. I'm just not a big fan of them. If people enjoy them, I won't argue with them. I see some good aspects to them, but I'm just not too impressed by them. Let's see. Is there something that is redeeming when it comes to cost? 4 populations. Going to favor... To have more kills on the build queue as well. There's a decent number of heroes or myth units in the field. Chiron could be very helpful right now. More high passes, hoplites, toxays, and hull pass. A bit of everything for Hades. Anything that's in barracks in archery range. Red right now just like an eye for throwing axemen and going for more portable batting rams. See, right now it's a pop cap. We got Pegasus everywhere. Yeah, 3 Pegasus flying about. 4 Pegasus, so blue. Went maybe a little bit too heavy in Pegasus. Should Pegasus cost 2 population? Maybe 1's actually a good amount. Man, it's a pretty effective scout unit. There's only meant to scout something. It does combat though. First has been pulled in the field. These piggies can wee all the way to the new homes. I stomach. Toxays finds back line. We do have restoration utilized right there. Very nice. And straight enough, the Sentinels have not yet been deployed. As well, Sentinels is an anti-raiding tool, not an anti-army tool. Don't overvalue them. Toxins are backline there. Another Neiman Lion Roar does provide a pretty decent stun. At the Petrichor is now pulling a few. Couple Toxins being caught up on the teleport, that's not a good idea. Good number of great Jarls on the field with our heavy Jarls. Extra Bowls being forced to teleport or to pound the house there. Great Jarls trying to intercept them. But we've got a hop right here with countering. And some high passes, so thank you. Here are a lot of shades being summoned. Shades? Oh, that must be the queue was for the Pegasus. So we've got a pretty good number of shades. We can push forward and start hitting some villagers. You realize, oh, got a good number of shades there. So it's going to start taking out some housing. Most of these shades are a bit of home wreckers. Shades are not great, but they're free. They also only consume 1 population, so they're pretty population efficient. They're free. Just don't really argue about them too much. Toxay is getting hit by these rolls. There's some Sentinels around the fortress there. Very nice. Here comes the Shades on the flank. Got now the Undermine there. Does smash through one of those Sentinels immediately. Doesn't damage to the fortress, he's now damaged. He may strike this other Sentinel back here. No, does not. Just got about half health of this fortress down, very nice. And that's a large amount of shades. I think he's rolling a little bit lucky on shade production. Is this 20%? So if he would have made a bit more consistent where it's guaranteed every once every 5 units, that makes sense. Using RNG is always quite nice. Right now, Blue's just coming out a lot of shades, isn't he? I think he's rolling close to 50% of this burn rate. Another restoration being utilized there. 3 of the Sentinels are firing away. No crenellations on them though. Another Chiron or 8 Chirons can pull in the field to engage the Frost Giants. We'll high pass this, some health pass, Toxidates from the summon. Achilles there to can't engage the Frost Giant. The Fortress Tower does go down. We need to take time to regroup the army back here. That's a good number of portable battering rams there. Town center has gone down quite close. There's another town center. Has 94 villagers, so the town center will just reduce max population. So I have to rebuild it immediately. He started to rebuild it immediately. He has put plenty of population in the field queue. Oh, looks like another Nemean line has been deployed in the field. Red still only has the 2 town centers, but I think he may have... Nope, he does not have fortified town center. Who's going for some more hoplites, more toxics? Let's see now. Bronze everything. No armor upgrades. And we do also have now a tire almost built, which will of course give access to the Fenris Wolf Brood and Thimble Winter. Because that shade does get frozen midair. There's Thimble Winter. It looks like he made just a town bell there to get its eyes inside. No central tower or watchtower. It's gonna fall back there. And it's this time it's Kuka going down there. Kuka got crushed. Wolves are still fighting around. Idle villagers there, of course. There's only so much space council to have. You can also see the cross there if you want to try to focus on some of these villagers or the infrastructure. Market now being built. And that is the end of the replay. This is Angry saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. And that shall be it for me tonight. So everyone, thank you for watching. Have a good evening.